Um, that's a loaded question. Because it really, really depends on what you end up doing in the military. That will determine how all of that looks like. Everyone goes to basic training if you're enlisted, and that's for the Air Force at one base in San Antonio called Lackland. And that's a really big base. You don't have dorms there. You kind of sit in one like bay where there's like 30, 40 beds, even more than that sometimes. And everyone of your same gender kind of just sleeps there. Everyone has a locker. You shower together. You go to eat together. You train together. Um, and that environment can be pretty fast paced and intense if you're not like mentally prepared for it, or you don't know what you're getting into. A lot of people, um, like their parents will kind of like push them towards the military, and they're kind of like they're not completely sold on it, or like they're kind of like a troublemaker when they were in school and like they didn't have any other options, and they're not fully committed to altering the way they operate when they go to basic training. They really, really struggle. But if you pay attention and you listen and you know you don't um, you don't let your pride get the best of you. Basic training is really easy, at least for the Air Force. I know other branches have some other stuff that can make it more hard or a little bit easier, but the Air Force is very academic, so a lot of people will join the military thinking they can run away or get out of school, but like wherever you go, whatever you end up doing, you're gonna have to learn some new things. And the military is no different. Um, so like I'd say about half the time you're in basic training, you're doing classes. About 30 to 40% of the rest of the time you're doing drills or like learning movements. So like how do you do an about face? How do you march? Things of that nature. And then the rest of the stuff is kind of like extracurriculars, so like whether it be workouts or like there's like an in the field section of basic training where you go out and like pretend like you're deployed someplace. That can be pretty fun. But yeah, that's the basic training environment. Everyone goes through that. After that, everyone goes off to their specific training schools for whatever job they're trying to get into for your branch. In the Air Force, it's called AFSCs. In other branches, it's called MOSs. Rates for the Navy and the Coast Guard, I think. Um, but yeah, you go off to your school, and mine's one of the longest in all of the branches. I trained for about 2.5 years before I was fully qualified. Um, and my first school, which is literally a college because you get a degree afterwards, which is called DLI, Defense Language Institute. That's in Monterey, California, and that was very similar to college. It's like a military college. You have your own room with a roommate, set up very much like a dorm, um, communal showers, uh, and the really only difference is from college is that you're doing military stuff after class, which is about 8 to 9 hours a day. So, yeah,
Okay.
other than like the additional military obligations, it's exactly the same as college.
Okay.